Okay, welcome to your daily focus, April the 7th, 2020. My name's Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy that you send my way each and every day. I send you light and love and healing. Absolutely. Now we have a full moon. We'll get to that energy. So we have a full moon today in Libra at 18 degrees, but let's start at the beginning. Okay, the 7 energy, the Chariot. The 7 energy is about reflection. The 7 energy is about thinking things through. It's about pulling back on those reins and really thinking and concentrating and putting the focus on where we truly want to go before we take the action, before we move forward. Now, if we add up the numerology of the day, it would be a 15. And so, the 15 energy is the devil energy. Okay, so first of all, in these times, it's so easy to let the fear and the anxiety and the worry to get the better of you. Okay, perhaps the loneliness, the isolation. So you really need to concentrate on turning your energy into laughter, into joy. Okay, because if you want to defeat the devil, evil hates happiness, success, joy. So, and the devil energy is kind of, something that keeps us just, our dream just out of reach, just by just a sliver sometimes. But nonetheless out of our reach, because our focus goes here or there, anywhere but where it needs to be, or our actions. What we're getting ourselves involved in, where we're putting our concentration, our focus, our energy. So when the devil energy comes out, we really need to be disciplined and give ourselves a discipline to, build a routine, build a schedule, build a list, build a strategy, build a plan, and then to stick to it. And you begin to see that pathway. You see how to get over that hurdle, climb that mountain. Now, if we add the 1 plus 5 together, it's a 6 energy. So it is about love. It is about deepening relationships. Reach out, talk to somebody, give somebody a virtual hug. Okay. If you're able to get out, then when you're going out, get maybe for each of your neighbors and just leave it on their porch. Let them know what time you're dropping it off, so somebody isn't driving by snatching it or something. I can't even believe that people did that so much at Christmas time. But anyways, let's keep it positive. Let's think of the positive. Let's think about the good that we can do rather than the bad that can happen. So maybe doing a good deed towards another, reaching out to somebody. Maybe, don't wait for somebody to ask you. If it's a single mom with 3 kids and the kids are home and she's not getting paid, drop off a grocery basket or something. Ring the doorbell, run away if you must. But, my rule is, if you think you need to ask that question on whether or not they need help, then just do it. So now we have the sun in Aries and the moon is in Libra, and the full moon will occur at 18 degrees of Libra, and 18 is, yes, in fact, the moon. Now, the moon energy, or the 18 energy, I should say, is about dreaming. It's about health care. It's about healing. So it's really tapping into the inner you. It's really going deep within. And full moons are beautiful energy to sit back, use the 7 energy to contemplate, to think things through, to have a conversation with yourself. Allow healing in. Full moons are beautiful energy to allow healing in, to complete. So completing perhaps a journey or a chapter in your life, a path, a relationship, walking away from an environment. Because when we close the door in one area, a new door will open for us. So it's creating the energy for the new experiences, the new path. Now, I'm not an astrologer, but I do listen to everybody and read all kinds of things, and it interests me. But wow, the more you learn with this, it just keeps going, like everything else, right? The more you start to learn about something, the more you realize the less you know, kind of thing, right? There's just so many different ways to go. But if you remember back to April the 4th, Jupiter and Pluto coming together in the sky. Now, that kind of energy, it drives us. It motivates us to really step into something that we are passionate about. We're driven for that success, that need, that want of really stepping into the success of something that we truly hold dear to our hearts, something that we have a great passion for. And so, yes, most of us are homebound, right? So we can't really get out there and do what we want to do. Even if you are an essential worker, then, you're really just going to work and then coming home and self-isolating. So all the extra activities are all missing. So you have to grow them in your environment now. The best way of tackling, especially I think we have Mars. I'll just skip over Mars and Pluto, or Mars and Uranus. Mars and Uranus, I think, are kind of duking it out during this full moon. And that could bring in like an erratic energy. That could bring in an energy for us where we want to rebel. We want to break through. We want to feel the freedom. We want to feel the liberation. We don't want to go by any kind of rule. We want to break the rules. And we're very spontaneous. So, it's just, please be very careful. And the best way of channeling that energy, because you'll see people that'll be erratic and flighty and, turn that energy into creative energy, into inventive energy, into self-expression. And do something, and you'll have to channel the energy. The energy is going to hit you regardless. So what you do with that energy is extremely important. So be very conscious of it. If you start to think, oh, I'm just getting out of the house today, I don't even care anymore. Take a deep breath and look around and see where you can get inventive, creative within your environment where you are. Maybe it's, reigniting the motivation of making a new plan, a new strategy. So anyways, Jupiter and Pluto got together, and I think Mercury now is in the conversation with Pluto and Jupiter. Okay, so that was exact, I believe, April the 4th, and so we're way back to the beginning of the story and we got nowhere. And we'll feel that energy for the entire month. But right now, Mercury, during this full moon energy, is talking to both Pluto and Jupiter. I don't know why I can't remember Jupiter's in the picture here. So we're talking about our passions. We are getting motivated. We're motivating ourselves the more we can talk about it. So if you find yourself alone, then please talk out loud. Talk to God, your angels, your spirit guides. It gives us decision-making abilities where we couldn't do it before. Perhaps we just have a broader outlook to things. I think Mercury with Pluto, we're seeking truth, or we're digging for the truth, or we're researching, or we're investigating. So who do we have first? Look at this, the Page of Cups. It's all about your dreams forward. It's all about dreaming the dream. Now, this is when a mentor can show up in your life. This is when a teacher can show up in your life, or you could become that. But although I think you are on the receiving end here, because this message is for you. This is a time when, even though it looks like everything is crumbling and burning and disintegrating around you, you see past it. You see to after it's over, after we've gotten through this, what you want to bring into your life, what you want to celebrate about you, what you want to create, what you want to manifest, what you want to transform, what you want to create, invent, give birth to. This is a very magical time for you. So believe in the magic and it will happen in your life. The veil is very thin. So yes, talk to God, your angels, your spirit guides, absolutely, the universe, about the dream, about the goals, about the desires, about the tomorrows, about the rainbows and the unicorns. Talk about happiness and joy. Not so much about that big picture, and you're going to, the feeling, the emotion of love and happiness and joy, and express those things. The emotion that you want to feel once this is over, and how you're going to bring that into existence. We have the Two of Pentacles. My goodness, if we had a card that was showing up over and over again, this says it's time to make a decision. And chances are, either way you go will turn out pretty good for you. So you really have to be truthful with yourself and honor your inner truth, instead of what everybody else thinks and wants about how you should go forward. And go forward with a true sense of standing in your truth. So it's kind of like we're all at a fork in the road here. And both paths will have its challenges. Both paths will have its perks. And so this is really a time when we're looking at where we truly want to go forward. And then we can utilize the full moon energy to put closure on some things that we're not taking it forward with us. To prepare ourselves to open up some time or energy or resources towards the path that we want to go. Look at who shows up. The Chariot, the 7 energy. Pull it back. Pull it back. Sit down. Take a breath. Take a breath. Realize your potential. Understand where you truly want to go forward. So this is a beautiful time for meditation. This is a beautiful time for prayer. This is a beautiful time for reflection. And to really think things through of where you truly are at this time. Remember, we have the 4 energy. I didn't even talk about the 4 energy. The 4 energy is about practicality. The 4 energy is about being grounded, about being sensible, about being safe, about building a security around you. So it's a beautiful energy to just take it back and really think it through. If there was ever a pause button on this planet, I think this is a pretty good pause. So utilize it to your advantage, to your path, to the celebration of who you are and your journey that you are going on. Oh, look at this. We do feel that energy of charge, break free. So this must be Mars and Uranus talking here, because we can just be so erratic with Uranus. It's just, it's right off the cuff. It's the least expected thing. And it's just, boom, it happens. And here we are, and we jump on our stallion, we raise our sword, and we yell, charge. We're going after it. We want to feel that freedom. We want to feel that liberation. We want to ride that horse and feel the wind blowing through our hair and the galloping and feel the vibration of the earth and the hooves meeting together throughout your body as you're riding towards your success, through your happiness. Now, nights do bring in messages to this path that you want to conquer, but knights also are not kings, they're not queens, they're not emperors, they're not empresses. So they are going to make mistakes. They are going to rush headfirst into something that needed more thought, more planning, more strategy, more love and compassion, perhaps. So be careful of this energy. You will feel it, but we already know that we do need to pull back, that we need to meditate, that we need to think on things, that we need to maybe pull out a piece of paper and a pencil and just write some bullet points of what we truly want to bring into our existence. And through that process, you start to see the things that you need to release in your life. Our final card is, look at this, the Ten of Wands. This could be in relationships. This could be in your external world. This could be your inner heart. But, you are trying so hard to take each step and make it matter. But you are so overburdened here. This is a time to really, we want our step to be light. We want to be carefree to a point. We want to skip down our path, do we not? And yet, most times this is the way we do walk our path. We allow anxieties to come in. We allow fears to come in. We take on other people's responsibilities and obligations. We have our own commitments as well. We have dreams and hopes and goals and desires and wishes. We want to do things. We want to create things. We want to invent things. And we carry all this around. So it's time to sit down, take that sack off your back, lay it down, fan it out, and say, okay, is it practical for me to be taking this forward and this forward? Or maybe it's that person or that environment or that behavior, that habit, that chunk of time, that chunk of energy. If you look closely, some of those wands have new potential for growth, right? There's some buds on some of them, but others are just deadwood. And so full moons are the time to understand what that deadwood is. To prepare. It's like when the farmers in the fall, in the winter, in the spring. We're in the spring. Absolutely, we're in the spring right now. So it is a time it's not a time to plant the seeds quite yet. Maybe some of them that are very hardy, but for the most part, this is a time of making sure that the ground, the soil is fertile. We're adding the fertilizer. We're taking out the stones, the rocks, the weeds. We're putting in mulches, vitamins for that earth, so that when we put our seeds in, they have the best chance at success. Proof I don't edit. So this is a time to prepare the soil so that when we get through all of this energy that we are in, the new reality, because for most of us, we are walking the COVID-19 path right now, and we're all self-isolating to one degree or another. And many of us are out there and being the front line and being the essential in order to keep it going. So we're in this world where we can really see black and white right now of what truly matters, of what doesn't. And it gives us an opportunity to really understand what we have been carrying around as a burden that we thought that we had to carry around. And it's releasing that energy. Okay, let's go to our new deck. our mystical wisdom. And we'll have our mantra for the full moon. So get a sticky note, write the mantra on it, say it throughout the month. Maybe put it on the bathroom mirror. The alarm clock. Fridge door, microwave door. Letting go. Learn to let go. Wow. There you go. There's a full moon energy for you. Letting go. Oh, I love how these cards talk. Letting go. So, I just opened up the book right to it. So I'm just going to read it because we're talking already about letting go and looking at the new beginnings and understanding what to let go of. And so let's see what this book says. Life is constantly changing. Nothing ever stays the same. People come and go. Some exit quietly without you realizing it, and some go with a loud bang. In constant flow and changes of life, we get stuck with unhealthy habits, unhappy relationships, unrewarding jobs, unrealized dreams, etc. You may have created an unhealthy attachment or bond to something or someone that no longer serves you in a positive way. And you have the courage to acknowledge the situation and know that change is inevitable. It also brings with it newfound freedom and spiritual growth. So we're wanting to feel that freedom. And so by doing the exact opposite and pulling back, we are actually creating that freedom in our path. The mantra is, I am ready to free myself from situations that no longer serve me. I'm ready to free myself from situations, from people, from events, from environments that no longer serve me, from habits. I am ready to free myself from situations that no longer serve me. I am ready to free myself from relationships that no longer serve me. I am ready to free myself from unhealthy habits that no longer serve me. Mold that into, make that mantra for the next couple of weeks to be about, as you go into the new moon, about letting go. And not letting go of things you love, the things you cherish. Letting go of the things that have been burdening you. We will get an animal card, and of course we will do a Journey of Love card at the end. So I know the full moon and the new moons are longer in length, and I do get quite a few complaints on that. But it's energy that you can, when I put out the full moon videos and whatnot, and I leave that video kind of up for you to be able to find easy on my YouTube page. So you should be revisiting it. Okay, revisiting it, especially when pay attention to how Pluto talks, how Jupiter is talking, how Mars is talking, how Mercury is talking throughout the next couple of weeks. And you'll see a lot of parallels. Because this energy will be around you, so I invite you to go back to my video or somebody else's video, but remind yourself. So I do think that it needs more information. Absolutely. Let's pick an animal before we look for... Oh, look at this. Slow down with the snail. I kid you not. You're going to feel this energy of wanting to really push forward, of breaking free, of, you just might just feel like, you're what's that called? Oh my gosh. My ear is still hurting me. What's that called? Claustrophobic, right? you may be feeling claustrophobic because you haven't been out, and but think it through. If you're going to go out, then be very safe about it, right? You being safe protects you, and it protects everybody else. Slow down. Slow, quiet, trust. Within you, there is a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time and be yourself. Snail reminds you to take some time and slow down. Life has been too chaotic for you, and there is concern for health. So take time for yourself. You may want to take a vacation in order to get away from the world. Wouldn't you like to go away somewhere, but you can't? So go for a vacation in your mind, okay? Take yourself for a trip. Or there is 1,001 different ways of viewing other countries and scenic experiences, and they're putting out some stuff for the kids that are being homeschooled right now, that's free for you, like museums and zoos and whatnot. So take yourself for a trip. Take yourself for a little bit of a journey. Absolutely. You may want to take a vacation in order to get away from the world and regain a sense of yourself. Nothing filled with activities, but instead of vacation, that will be to replenish your soul. So meditation right now, prayer right now, reflection right now, just some deep breathing will at least allow you to calm yourself to the point where you can start thinking rationally and practically through your decisions that you are making, because I think there's strong decisions coming up. Real, changes for many in their lifestyle and what they do and how they approach life and how they're going to walk their life going forward. So I think many of us are in that fork in the road kind of energy right now. So it's okay not to have the answers. You may want to take a vacation, nothing filled. Splurge on a massage, take a yoga class. Well, hopefully you have a good self-massager. Take a yoga class. There's lots of stuff, once again, YouTube, online, to connect to that kind of energy. Practice slowing down, and your body, mind, and spirit will gift you with the balance that you sorely need right now. You may have lost the ability to trust and have built a shell around you. Slow down, quiet your emotions, and rest. Remember that trust and mistrust takes time to develop. So does the restoration of it. Don't stay too long without talking it through with a confidant. A retreat might be just what you need. Lock yourself in the bathroom. Start a bubble bath. Light some lightly scented candles. Grab your favorite book and slow down. So we're really, all through this reading is about slowing down. It's about letting go. It's about, but the very first card that we picked was the Page of Cups. So the most important thing here is about visualizing, or at least, visualizing to some extent. Maybe you're standing in the Superman pose every morning. Do it for 5 minutes. Stand there, feel that cape waving in the breeze behind you, the wind in your hair. Your chin is up, your hands are on your hips, and you're looking straight forward, and you are seeing your new tomorrow, of what you are planning for, of what you are walking towards, for what you are strategizing to bring in, to transform, to become in your life. So, and talking to God, your angels, your spirit guides is imperative when that, and your creativity, allowing your creativity to flow with the Page of Cups, because it can take you just about anywhere. It's almost like this rawness of you comes out, ready to start to mature and become. So slow down. Think it through. Get creative. Phone a friend. Our Journey of Love card is... what is it? Oh, it's upside down. Oh, look at this. God speaks. The 33 energy. Wow. Can you say wow to the 33 energy? That is a very gifting energy. It's also a hard one. If you're born with a 33 energy, I mean, the path is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. But the rewards are tremendous beyond belief. So 33, they are our sage, the sage wisdom. They are our mystics. They are our prophets. God speaks. Oh, we're going to do the poem first. When the first sound was born, the air was filled with fantasy, like the flower's sweet perfume. Alive in the moment, there was nothing else. Only the energy coursing through the body and the tears on my cheeks. I was carried away on the strings, each note striking a chord within, and answering with the emotions of my soul. How priceless the surprise, how powerful the memory, to be with the violin when it sings. I turned too far. There we go. The divine is speaking to you directly. Underneath the silence, there is the endless music of love, pulsating throughout the universe. Within that sacred sound, there is guidance. It may or may not have words. It might be a feeling in your heart that you can only access when you are still, when you are relaxed, dancing, in yoga practice, or even when you're half asleep. It assures you that behind any struggle or challenge, there is only ever the divine seeking you out, calling you to surrender some fear or doubt or other, so you can move closer. Trust in the sound of love beyond anything else, for in truth, no matter what may appear to be, there is nothing else. This oracle brings you guidance. You are being loved into becoming. Be open to being shown the divine genius of all that is happening. If you feel that you are being nudged, then know that you are being nudged by the divine. If you feel you're being held back, know that you're being held back by the divine. All is happening perfectly for you, and all will unfold in divine timing. The divine is speaking to you. When you are captivated by the beauty of nature or an illogical sense that everything is okay, listen. That's the divine talking to you, reassuring you that all is unfolding according to spiritual law in perfect cooperation with your own destiny. So, you are protected. There is a plan. So, there needs to be a faith, a belief that you're going to make it through all of this just fine. And that you're being nudged right now. You're being nudged to plan, to seek the truth, to uncover it, to gain knowledge, to make decisions, to step in to your tomorrow. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you. Stay safe.